real people, which is part of the amazing draw of it.
And I wanted to find three women from Minnesota history with incredible stories that you would never have heard of otherwise. Mrs. Housel takes place in a jail cell, and it begins after one failed suicide attempt where this woman is contemplating her life before trying again.
And I will fight each day to show my husband in this whole town that if I die now when I choose how I go down.
The first piece really looks at isolation and what happens to a person's soul when they really think that they have been abandoned.
Carrie watched and raised the baby. Carrie smiled and Carrie laughed. I forgot what it was like to live like that.
Her husband killed someone, and then he forced her to become an accomplice in dumping this body, and she tried to turn him in, and because he was a police officer, no one believed her.
No one would believe the papers. They branded me as a liar and a thief.
What happens when everything you believed in is proven to be a lie, and everyone that you've ever put your trust in turns their back on you?
Nobody asked, so nobody had.
Martha is presented as a memory play, and it's a conversation between a woman at 36 with her former self 10 years earlier on the most important day of her life.
Martha is waiting to hear from Judge Austin Young that she is going to be the first woman admitted to the Minnesota State Bar.
Judge Austin Young, I have drawn a line in blood inside my veins.
She's a fighter, tenacious, and she stands her ground.
At what point do we admit to ourselves that yes, there is a line?
But that line was crossed the moment Adam looked at Eve and said, "I came first." Our character has to deal a lot with wanting this profession and wanting to be a professional lawyer, and also the pressures of being a woman and being a mother, and can you have both?
What about our legacy?
Oh, we left one. The first woman admitted to the Minnesota bar. There's a description and everything.
Half of what it could be.
You don't think I know that?
You're soft.
No, I have a family to think about.
Martha asks, what is success, and can you choose to be happy long after it's gone?
What about when the roof starts leaking?
As a woman looks back over her life, she chooses one moment to relive when she was forced to confront a disease that she didn't have the words to explain.
They're preparing for her daughter to come home from Minneapolis. She's coming for a visit. She only comes about once a year.
Just over the last time that we hear it record time. Thank the Lord for where the Friday babies come home.
And I come home to visit for a few days, and I bring up my fiance, and I'm going to break the news to her that I'm not going to stay in the city and become a teacher, but in fact we are going to start our own farm, which is completely against everything she wants for me.
It pretty much shifts her world completely upside down.
Mama, Charlie and I aren't the same as you and Papa. We both grew up on farms. We know what we're getting into. We won't make the same mistakes.
Mistakes.
You know what I mean. Don't misunderstand me. Look, what you got here, 80 acres? It isn't enough to make a life. You barely break even when you're blessed with a full crop, but we're starting out with 200.
And so not only is she dealing with all these hardships, she's got depression on top of that, but people don't know how to talk about it. They don't know how to deal with it.
Melancholia, melancholia. I can feel it creeping in and taking hold. Dry Mary, hold your head up high, Mary. Just give yourself time, Mary. Learn to shake it off.
Mary looks at depression at a time when nobody knew what that was, and asks, how can a family talk about something as serious as that when they don't talk about anything?
You know, it's always sort of like the male star that is like the hero and like the primary focus of the story. So having these powerful women is really exciting.
It's not just about one kind of woman, you know, it's all about women's rights and there's so many different kinds of women. There are women who are vulnerable and those that are strong, and moments where they're both. And I like that it explores many levels of being a woman instead of just kind of being lazy about it and handing you a piece about women.